Hello, my name is Tim Rayner, Mr. Rayner here in the math department at JCJC. I will be your college algebra instructor for the July session. And so what I want to do with you in this first several initial videos is just talk to you, first of all, let you see who I am. And then secondly, to talk to you about some very important information that I'll need to be giving you throughout the course of this video. I would suggest, if you don't have with you at this point a pencil and maybe a sheet of paper, you're going to need that. And in just a minute, some things I want you to copy down. There'll be some very important dates. But there's also some things that you may want to write down as we go throughout this video. When you do that, you can just pause the video, write down what you need to do, unpause the video, and then continue with, taking whatever notes you need to off of the videos. As we've already mentioned, this is college algebra. Now, some of you that's listening to me right now, you will have a college algebra class. Some of you have a college algebra with a lab. There's a little bit of difference in those two. I will talk to you about those differences in just a few minutes. So, but not quite ready to discuss that yet. Everything that I'm going to be talking to you about right now pertains to, doesn't matter if you're in the college algebra or the college algebra with a lab, doesn't matter. It's the same information applies to everyone here. Okay, as you see, the class will start on July the 6th. Now, I will probably make this information available probably a couple of days early. And then I also will be sending you a video, or sending you an email, letting you know that the class is currently open if you would like to, start the class a few days early. What I want to do with you first is I want to just kind of lay out with you how the course is going to work this summer. If you were in my intermediate algebra class, the first part of the summer, it pretty much works the same as the way we did the intermediate algebra class. Because of COVID-19, as you know, we will not be meeting face-to-face every single day. So we've gone to an online format. Now, for those of you maybe that have a little bit of high anxiety, because I would be that way. I would not want to, strictly an online class, unless it was taught the way that I'm doing it for you. So let me kind of put your mind at ease if you have anxiety about online classes and online format. And here's how we'll put your mind at ease. Every video that I would normally lecture to you, like if you were sitting in this classroom, every single video I'm going to make for you. So everything I'm going to give you by way of video is the exact same thing that I would do if you were sitting in this classroom. The only difference is I can't stop and answer a question at any particular time because you're watching a video. Excuse me. But everything else is there for you. So if you will watch these videos, and I will beat that to death a little bit later on, if you will watch these videos, it's not any different than you come into this campus and sitting in my classroom. You will get the same amount of mathematical content in those videos. Same number of examples, same amount of explanation. So I'm going to give you everything you need by way of videos to help you be successful in the class. I'll talk more about the videos in a little bit. Before I get to that, let me just talk to you about the general layout of the class. The class lasts 4 weeks long, Monday through Friday, for 4 straight weeks. During the 4 straight weeks, your overall grade will consist of 2 different things. It will consist of a homework grade, and then it will consist of 2 exams that you will take on campus, your midterm and your final. So you will have 2 exams, a midterm and a final, that must be taken on this campus. I will administer that to you. I will give those dates to you in just a few minutes. and then everything else is strictly your homework. Now here's how that's weighted. 60% of your grade comes from the 2 exams. 30% for your midterm, 30% for your final exam. So 30 and 30 is 60. The other 40% comes from homework. Now, there's a huge upside to that. 40% of your homework is big. But this is one of the things, because sometimes students don't really think about this, is when they're doing their homework and they all got 100s, they're thinking, well, I've got a 100 average in the class, but they haven't taken their midterm and they haven't taken their final. The bulk of your grade comes from the midterm and final. So I say that to say this. Even if you make all 100s on all your homeworks, you can't make 20s and 30s on the test and pass the class. Let me just give you an idea of kind of what you need to make. If you have 100s on all your homeworks, and by the way, that's possible, and the reason is you get unlimited attempts on your homework. So there is no reason, everyone that's listening to my voice right now, there's no reason that everybody that's listening to me shouldn't make 100 on all your homework. Because again, you have unlimited attempts on it. So I would strongly suggest that you do that. So let's suppose you had straight 100s on all homework. Then, Mr. Rayner, what do I need to make on the midterm and what do I need to make on the final to pass the class? If you have all 100s on your homework and you average a 50 on both tests, you will have exactly a 70 average. So if you have all 100s on homework, make a 50 on your midterm, make a 50 on your final, you'll have exactly a 70 in the class. Now, if you make lower than a 50 on your midterm, then that means you got to make higher than a 50 on your final. So if you made a 40 on your midterm, then you'd have to make a 60, because a 40 and a 60 averages out to be a 50. So your midterm and your final have to average together to be 50. That's if you've got all 100s on your homework. Now, if you don't have all 100s on your homework, then you're going to have to do even higher than that on your midterm and final. Now, I use those numbers simply just to show you the lowest score, so that what you'd have to make a C. My hope is everybody in here makes an A. But that I say that to say, a lot of times students think, well, I've got all 100s on my homework, I don't have to take the midterm and final. If you do, you're going to fail. If you don't take it, you're going to fail the class. So, because again, it's 60% of the grade. So your overall grade in this course comes from 2 things: a midterm and a final, and then all of your homework. I'll talk in a little bit about where you go to do all of your homework and everything else. What I want to do first with you here is in this first video is I'm about to put on the screen a day-by-day chart of what you should do every single day. And if you'll do what I'm about to show you every single day, it'll help you stay on task, and it will also show you how fast you need to go during the semester to make sure that you get everything covered. And so what I'm about to do is I'm about to go over here and put that up on the screen. When I tell you, I will tell you to pause the video, and I want you to copy these dates down. And then you'll probably have to do it in pause the video twice, because you probably won't be able to get it all in one shot. And after you get this copied down, then I will talk to you about the class itself. So, all right, so let me step over here. Just a second here. Sorry about this. I just got to get it exactly right where you can get it copied. So let me look. Okay, so what I would like for you to do right now, I'm going to explain this in just a second, but I'm going to step out of the way. I want you to pause the video and you copy this down. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm assuming that you've copied all of that. Now let me slide this up and let you copy the rest of it. I'll get it right in just a second. Okay, pause the video now and copy the rest of these dates. All right, so I'm assuming that you now have all of this copied. All right, so let me talk to you now a little bit about this. Okay, remember the class date. The class starts on July the 6th. That's on a Monday. Now again, I will probably open this up a little earlier for you than Monday, but that's when the class starts. Just a second, trying to keep this straight. Dropping on me. All right, so on Monday, July the 6th, that will be the homework, the assignment that's due, section 1.1. On Tuesday, be section 1.2. Wednesday, section 1.4. So if you'll notice, basically what you're doing every single day of the semester is you're doing one section of homework. Now, that makes it a whole lot easier for you to stay caught up. Now, I do not, if let's suppose on Monday you didn't finish all of this assignment. Could you still go back in and finish this assignment on Tuesday? Yes, you could. The reason I show this to you is to show you where you need to be so that if you get to Wednesday and you're still in 1.1, you are way behind. And the further you get behind, the harder it is to catch up. Now, I broke this up on Saturdays and Sundays too so that I could spread it out. So you say, well, I don't want to work on Saturdays and Sundays. Then work a little faster during the week. But this is the very slowest you can go, but yet still finish all of the material. All right, now, a couple of important dates that I need to give you is this date right here, the midterm review on July the 14th. Notice this right out here beside this is a Q&A day. What that means is that's a question and answer day. On the Q&A dates, it is not mandatory that you come. You do not have to come. But I will be here on that date if you want to come and ask questions. And I set that date up right before your midterm exam. Your midterm exam is the next date. Now, if you do come to the Q&A, I will ask you to make sure that you text me. And the reason I ask you to do that is because if no one texts me, there's no need in me driving to campus and coming on campus. On the date that you want to, if you're going to come on that date. The class meets from 11:30 to 1:30. And so what I'll do is say, if you're going to come, make sure that you're here by 11:30 on that date. Then the midterm exam is July the 15th at 11:30. Now, this date right here, you need to write down. July the 15th, that date is a must. You have to come to campus on that date. There's no way around it. You do not take your midterm online. It is given in this classroom. On the day that you take your midterm, you'll have to bring several things with you. I will remind you of this via email throughout the semester. And make sure you're checking your emails regularly. But when you come to campus on July the 15th at 11:30, first get here about 10:30 or 10:45. Get here a little early because you're going to need to do several things. Number one, make sure you bring your pencil. Number two, make sure you bring a calculator if you're going to use a calculator for the test. Number three, make sure that you bring a photo ID. Number four, make sure that you bring a mask. And then number five, once you get to campus, you will have to check in at one of our sites where they can check your temperature, and they'll give you a little sticker for you to show me that you've had your temperature checked, and then you come to this classroom on that date. I will tell you where I'm located through an email as that date gets a little closer. But that day there, you must be here on campus. This one, just let me know if you're going to come for that date. I will do a midterm review by way of video. I will send you a midterm, so that I'm going to go over everything I expect you to be able to do for the midterm on video. But make sure you do your homework. You've got two different things going on in this class. All of your videos will be in Canvas. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. All of your homework will be in My Labs Plus. That is two totally different sites. Okay, and then the other date, July the 30th, will be a Q&A day if you want to come and ask questions. You don't have to come if you don't want to, but you must come July the 31st for your final exam. So those two dates there, July the 15th and July the 31st. Those two dates, you must be on campus to take those exams in this classroom. Okay, so what you'll basically do, this lays out everything you're supposed to do. I'm going to talk in the next video about your videos. So I'm going to talk the importance about that. But here's basically what you'll do every day, hopefully every day, is you will watch your video that goes with the section. So the very first videos that you will see in Canvas is section 1.1 video. Now, I do the videos in 20-minute clips because it's easier to download that way. So you may have a section that has 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 videos, depending on how big the section is. So, but what you need to do is you need to watch your videos first, and then after you watch your videos, then you go into My Labs Plus and do your homework. So in the next video that I'll be sending you, Introduction Part 2, we'll be talking to you about the significance in watching your videos. Now, for those of you that has the lab attached with it, I haven't talked to you about the different, there's a little bit of difference when it comes to the homework. But this is the same for everybody as far as the pace you cover the homework, etc. So I'll talk more about the homework probably in the third video, and I can do it in the second video. Just depends on how that goes. So, all right, so I'm going to stop here, and let me give you my cell number. You want to write this down? I will be sending it to you in every email anyway. But if you need to text me, that's probably the quickest way to get me, quickest response. Now, I'm good about responding to emails as well, but I'm usually quicker with my phone because I have it on me all the time. So my cell number is 601-433-1012. My name is Mr. Rayner, R-A-Y-N-E-R. So feel free to text me, and I will definitely tell you to text me on the Q&A days if you're coming, because I need to know how many's coming, etc. So, but I'll be sending you out an email as that time approaches. So, all right, this concludes the introduction video to the College Algebra class Part 1.